everyone, so I am back with a financial video. This is actually a collab video that was put together by Budget Girl, Gazelle Intense, Jessica Ashley, and the Not So Ordinary Wife. And I will put their links below for their videos so you can check them out as well. This video is titled 10 Things I Have Bought to Save Money. I think this is actually a really great video, and I think it brings up a lot of, I had to be creative with some of the things that I was wanting to put on my list, but the more and more I thought about it, the more I realized that there's things that I have purchased in the past in order to save money, because that's kind of like a contradiction. I mean, you usually don't spend money to save money, but the reality is that you do. So the first thing that I have on my list is, of course, my Savvy Sense wallet. I put this on the list because I feel like in order to get out of debt, and I feel like in order to keep your momentum up and to keep the excitement level up, I feel like there's certain tools that you need in order to accomplish that goal. And it doesn't have to be a certain wallet or anything. It's whatever really attracts you to that particular item. And for me, it was the Savvy Sense wallet. I was super excited about it. I thought it was so cute, and it was kind of my way of every time I would pull out my wallet to pay for something, I would look at that wallet and realize what I was doing and why I was doing it, and it just helped. I know it overall helps me to spend less money because I like to keep it full with cash. The second thing on my list is a cash box. Now, I've shown you this before on my cash envelope system, that I have a large metal box that I keep all of my cash in. And I feel like this purchase, it was only about $20, but I feel like it's already paid for itself in the sense of not having to go to the ATM machine as much. And there's lots of times where I was having to go to the ATM to get cash, and thered be like a $1.50 transaction fee, and that adds up quickly. And so I'm able to go to the bank once a month, withdraw my cash, and store it all in that safe. I feel like it's safe, it's locked away in a safe place, and I feel like the only person that can get to that safe is me and my husband. And so I feel like just by being more organized with my cash, that I overall save money, and so that's why I like my cash box. The third thing is hair clippers. I've mentioned this before, that I cut my hair, and I also cut my husband's hair and my son's hair. I feel like haircuts, unless you're doing something really funky and fun, can probably be done at home. I mean, it's not everybody's thing. I, for one, don't really like cutting my husband's hair, but it saves, $20-40 a month, however often he gets his hair cut. And the clippers that we purchased were $25. And at the time of buying them, it's kind of a little bit of a hit, because you don't want to spend $25 on hair clippers, but after cutting his hair once, we made our money back. So we've had those hair clippers for a few months now, and it's funny to think, save hundreds of dollars just by me cutting his hair and cutting my own hair, especially for girls, I guess. Girls have more, well, girls seem to have more expensive haircuts, but guys have to have them more frequently, so whatever. The fourth thing is the proper garage equipment and tools that my husband needs in order to do maintenance on our vehicles. I've said this before in other videos, he is really good with cars. That's something that I initially I was attracted to him about. He was able to fix cars, and I felt like he was one of those guys that anytime I'm with him, if something blows up in an engine, he would know what to do, and I would have no idea. And so it's really important to me for him to have all the proper equipment that he needs in order to work on our cars, fix our cars. And so we've put a little bit of money, obviously, into toolboxes and tool sets and engine lifter things, I don't know, but he's set up in case, in the next few months we are going to be putting a new engine in his car, and he'll have the tools and resources in order to do that. The fifth thing is a Brita Water Jug. Again, this was like a $25 purchase, and you kind of think oh, it's just worth it, but every time you have to go get a case of water, it's $5 for a case of it. And my husband and I, that's the primary liquid that we drink is water. We're not really big on sodas or iced teas or anything like that. I mean, we like those beverages, but if we're thirsty, we just go get a water. And so for us, we are just constantly filling that thing up. And so overall, I know it saved money by making that original purchase with the Brita water jug, now that we are able to have filtered water whenever we want. The next thing is any kind of item that's in bulk. Now you have to be careful with this. Sometimes people think that just because they buy it all at once that they're saving money, but you really have to look at the ounces of what you're buying versus the smaller amount, the cost comparison. Like my dog's dog food, for example, we buy that in bulk. We have a big large like dog, container that we pour all the dog food in, and it stays good for, however long it takes him, two or 3 weeks that he's using that particular dog food. But we buy it all at once. It's a $30 hit, but if you're to buy like the 5-pound bags, those are about $5-6 a piece. And with the big, large bags of dog food, you obviously get almost like twice as much. So, you buy that at once, but it lasts for quite a while. The next thing is a home garden. Now, this is something we had at our old house. We had a garden space in the very backyard. We were growing cucumbers, strawberries, tomatoes, kale, lettuce, lemons. We had a lemon tree, all sorts of stuff. It takes a little bit of money to buy the materials to make like the raised garden bed, and obviously the soil and the plants and everything, but we were producing so much fruit and vegetables that I wound up just, a lot of things were just being thrown away because it produces so much. And we juice often, and so it was really nice to have those fresh organic vegetables right out of the garden. So that's something in our next house I definitely want to pick back up again, is having a nice garden. The next thing is any kind of Dave Ramsey material. Now, I know this sounds silly, but I really feel it kind of goes with like the Savvy Sense wallet. I feel like in order to keep your excitement level up, in order to just keep chugging along to pay off your debt, because most people pay off their debt and it takes them quite a while. We were fortunate that it didn't take too long, but some people are in the debt-free journey for years, and so that's a lot of time that it takes for you to just be excited about something every single day. So I think over that time, it's okay for you to buy certain tools that Dave Ramsey offers, or books or audio books or anything like that. Dave is really good about pricing his stuff appropriately. There's nothing I've ever found that I felt like he paid, or that we paid too much for. Even like going to see him live at shows, we've never paid more than $20 a person. So, and all of his books, they always go on sale, and so he has an unlimited amount of material for you to use if you want it. And so I feel like anytime I've ever purchased something from Dave Ramsey, I always feel like it's money well spent. And I think a lot of people can kind of argue that because they're like, oh, he's a cult leader, and you're sending him all your money. But the reality is, and we're big Dave Ramsey people, I think I calculated it once, and we hadn't even spent like $100 in books, shows, audiobooks. I think that's money well spent when I don't have $180,000 in debt anymore. The next thing is for things, materials for me to make homemade baby food. When my son was little and I was first starting him out on solid foods, I made his baby food. And even the materials for that was nothing. I already owned the blender. I just needed some like ice cube trays that were like $3 each, and just the food itself. But there's a lot of things that I was able to make for him that was not the little jarred baby food. Those are actually kind of expensive. They're like 60 cents a jar, and if you make them at home, like I bought $5 worth of carrots once. I made like 48 little meals for him out of the ice cube trays, and he, had food for ever, and it cost nothing. But there was a little bit of, I guess you could say, startup costs with that. The next item is camping equipment. When my husband and I first discovered that we liked camping and we really enjoyed the outdoors, it cost a little bit of money to buy the tent, and like my husband wanted a hammock and like all the little knick-knack things for your campsite for whenever you go camping. And it was really fun to buy all those things, but it was a hit when it comes to, the money. Again, it was like, $200 or $300 for all the equipment because we bought it all at once. But the amount of money that we have saved by not going on other vacations and not doing anything like that, like if we want a weekend away, we'll go camping, and to rent a campsite, it's like $18 for 2 nights. And so it's really nice to be able to have that equipment. We own it. We can go grab it whenever we want. We can go camping on the beach. We can go camping by a river. We can go camping in the woods, and it costs nothing to do it. But we already have all that material in stock, ready to go. So that's it for my 10 things that I have bought in order to save money. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure you check out all the other girls who are doing this video as well. Bye, y'all.